Shanghai, at the mouth of the Yangtze River, is China's largest industrial and commercial city, and a bright pearl shining on China's east coast. Shanghai's history can be traced back more than 700 years, but it wasn't until 1843 that it became an open trade port. From a small fishing village on the banks of the Huangpu River, Shanghai has grown into an international metropolis covering 6,340 square kilometers that is home to 18 million people. Its fine location, rich resources, and flourishing economy have drawn numerous people from overseas to settle in Shanghai. The clashes and exchanges between East and West have forged the city's unique character of being open-minded to everything and encouraging enterprise. Early in the 20th century, Shanghai witnessed a booming boom. The architecture featured a variety of styles, including Gothic, Baroque, Ancient Greek, Spanish, and the local Shikumen residential compounds. Thus, Shanghai earned itself the nickname the Paris of the Orient. As night falls, the buildings on the west bank of the Huangpu glitter in the neon lights, exuding a unique charm. Here, the Oriental Pearl Tower, the Economic and Trade Mansion, the World Financial Center, and other modern skyscrapers in the Lujiazui Financial and Trade District create a grand symphony of concrete. Many historical buildings can be found in the old parts of Shanghai, such as the 100-year-old City God Temple, the Ming Dynasty Yuyuan Garden, the Chartres Garden, Sassonsvilla, and Mola Villa, which were all built in the 20th century. The Shikumen is the most distinctive residential building style in Shanghai. With their stone door frames and thick wooden doors, the buildings were inspired by the traditional dwellings on the lower reaches of the Yangtze, while drawing some inspiration from Western villas. The simple but practical buildings offer visitors a place to savor Shanghai's folk culture. The Shanghai Concert Hall, Daguangming Theater, Lyceum Theater, Shanghai Great World Amusement Center, Paramount Hall, Peace Hotel, Shanghai Art Museum, Shanghai Grand Theater, Shanghai Oriental Art Center, Shanghai Museum, and Shanghai Library. These and other great buildings bring together elements from many cultures. They reveal the lives, thoughts, and fashions of the city's residents, ancient and modern. The cafes and bars on Hengshan Street, the recreation areas at Xintiandi, and the Shanghai Oriental Art Center on Dingxiang Street offer a new life choice for the city's people. The new attractions offer vantage points from which domestic and overseas visitors can gain a close view of the lives, fashions, and feelings of Shanghai's people. Strolling through the commercial areas on the Nanjing Street and Huaihai Street, or wandering among the crowds in the shopping malls of Xujiahui and Jing'an Temple, one is constantly fascinated by the coexistence of ancient and modern, classical and trendy. Shanghai is the place where modern sports have their origin in China. The marriage of sports with culture and the arts brings about perfection of body and soul. This belief made sport highly popular among Shanghai's ordinary residents. The Jiangwan Stadium, when it was built in 1935, was one of the biggest sporting venues in the Far East. In October 1935, the 6th National Sports Meeting was held here. In 1936, 122 athletes from Shanghai took part in the 11th Olympic Games in Berlin, and 9 went to London for the 14th Olympic Games in 1948. Although none of them won any medals, their spirit of participation has inspired numerous athletes subsequently. From the 23rd Olympics held in Los Angeles in 1984 to the 28th Olympics held in Athens in 2004, 7 athletes from Shanghai won individual gold medals. There were swimmers Zhuang Yong, Yang Wenyi, and Le Jingyi, archer Tian Li Na, table tennis player Wang Liqin, hurdler Liu Xiang, and diver Wu Mingxiang. Zhou Lumin, also from Shanghai, was a member of the Chinese women's volleyball team that won the gold medal at the 23rd Olympics. Shanghai is hosting some of the preliminary round football matches at the Beijing Olympics. More than 50 athletes from Shanghai are participating in the Beijing Olympics in sports ranging from table tennis, diving, track and field, swimming, and modern pentathlon to shooting, badminton, fencing, and hockey. Shanghai is a city with a glorious revolutionary history. It was here that the Chinese Communist Party was born. The founding of New China in 1949 opened a new chapter in the history of Shanghai. In 1990, the Chinese government made the decision to develop the city's Pudong area. For what once fields have become the most dynamic financial and trade center, high-tech zone, export processing district, and free trade zone in Shanghai. The 468-meter-high Oriental Pearl Tower, the 101-story global financial center, the maglev train with a top speed of 430 kilometers per hour, the 32-kilometer-long Donghai Bridge over the sea, and the Yangshan Deep Water Port, one of the world's biggest, have all become symbols of the speed, height, and depth of Shanghai's development. For 18 years, Shanghai's economy has maintained annual growth in excess of 10%. In 2007, its GDP reached $137 billion. When the World Expo is held in Shanghai in 2010, more than 200 countries and international organizations will participate in the 184-day event. It is estimated that a record 70 million people will visit the expo. China has made a solemn pledge to hold a successful, memorable, and wonderful World Expo. The Shanghai World Expo will be another development opportunity for China and a grand party for the whole world. With a cultural heritage spanning 6,000 years, urban development of 700 years, industrial civilization of 100 years, and opening and reform of 30 years, Shanghai has formed a unique spirit of pursuing perfection. Standing at a new starting point of realizing scientific development and striving for social harmony, Shanghai is doing all it can to support Beijing in the Olympics. The city has seized the important opportunity presented by the economic globalization to develop itself further. By strengthening its financial cooperation and cultural exchange with other parts of the world, Shanghai aims at becoming an international center of the economy, finance, trade, and marine transport.